Tom Aspinall with the first round KO. Hasn't been a good week for me. Lost mad money on his fight. Seeing King get put to sleep. Now just seeing my guy Curtis Blades get put to sleep. So I don't know. I guess the black dudes are getting put to sleep tonight. You know, I don't know what to say, but Tom Aspinall, you know, they were saying that he was dipping his hands in oil or dipping it in petrol, and I don't know if that's true. That's some ancient gypsy technique to get knockout power. So if it's true, it worked. But the fight was going how I predicted in the beginning. Curtis landed. It's very similar to the first fight. Two big ass dudes, 250-pound dudes coming in colliding. Curtis didn't even go for one takedown, similar to the first fight. Maybe he came in a little bit too confident, but also I think when you have two big ass dudes going in there, that's just what you get. I think the way to beat Aspinall is you can't fight him in that first minute like that. You have to get him in the later rounds, get him tired. He's a very fast twitch, explosive guy. You know, as far as him fighting John Jones, I'm always going to go for John Jones. I don't think Aspinall can beat Jones. You know, amazing win. He knocked out Curtis Blades, but John Jones is a different animal. I don't believe Tom Aspinall can beat Francis Ngannou. You know, incredible win, and also great dude, great post-fight speech, very inspirational. I took, you know, some inspiration from that. I like seeing Tom went out there for the takedown on Blades, and that probably shocked him a bit. But really, there's not much to really take from the fight because it was a 1-minute fight. He came out very similar to the Sergey fight. Tom Aspinall likes to go out there and finish dudes quick as a big dude with a lot of power. So that's why I believe as the fight goes on in the later rounds, you need to get him into the later rounds. You need to go in there, take him down, wear him down. Even though he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, take him down, wear him down, bring down some of that fast twitch muscle. I believe that if he fights someone like John Jones, John Jones isn't going to go in there and strike with you like that. You know, Aspinall is probably faster than John Jones, but John Jones will take Aspinall down, and John Jones is also a mastermind. I don't want to see that fight happen. I want to see John Jones fight either Alex Pereira or Stipe or Francis Ngannou. Those are the only fights I want to see. And part of it is because I don't like the idea of Tom Aspinall getting a KO on John Jones. I mean, it is what it is. I think John Jones beats Aspinall, but also I don't really like the idea of Aspinall going in there and sparking Jones, even if it's a lucky shot. Because it can happen, you know, it can happen. I feel like obviously Francis can go in there and spark Jones, but I feel like that's a more bigger fight. It's a more powerful fight. It's a more meaningful fight. I feel like the Alex Pereira fight is a more meaningful fight because Alex could potentially win 3 belts. The Stipe fight, obviously Stipe is the heavyweight GOAT outside of Francis. So that's why personally I don't want to see that fight. But if that fight happens, I'm putting my money on Jones. Again, you know, as far as MMA goes, it's always up and down. You know, I went on a good nice long streak, made a little bit of bread. And now, you know, the Jake Paul fight, you know, that went left. The King fight went left. The Aspinall fight went left. So it is what it is. That's just the fight game. It goes, it's ups and downs, you know. But Tom Aspinall, incredible win, incredible athlete. Curtis Blades, there's not really much to say. He landed 3 good shots, similar to the first fight. And the first fight ended with Tom Aspinall blowing out his knee. So the crowd was going ape shit. You know, there's really not much to say about this fight. As far as Curtis goes, you know, Curtis, maybe they make Curtis versus Sergey. Even though they already fought, maybe do that rematch. You know, that could be an interesting fight. If that fight happens, I don't really know who I'm going to bet on that fight. I probably right now at this moment, I probably bet on Sergey if he comes out similar to how he did the first time, or if he comes out like similar to how Tom Aspinall did. The heavyweight division, there's not a whole lot of guys. You know, there's really not a whole lot of guys. I think the fight to make right now is Tom Aspinall versus Volkov. That's what I want to see. Tom Aspinall versus Volkov. To be honest, in that fight, I'm betting on Volkov as well. I feel Volkov has so many good kicks and really fast striking big dude. I feel like Tom's not going to just be able to overpower him like he did with all these other guys. So, so that's the fight to make. Volkov is clearly the if we're gonna say Tom is the champion or he's the interim champion and he's defending his belt, which that is weird because he has defended his belt now. I don't know if that's really been done before. So yeah, whatever. Give him to John Jones. Give him to John Jones. Let John Jones whoop his ass. You know, I really feel like if John Jones only has 1 or 2 more fights, he should be fighting Francis Ngannou or Alex Pereira. You know, that is what it is. I don't see Tom beating Volkov. I like Tom. I want Tom to win against Volkov. But as far as when I'm looking at him technique for technique, I feel like Volkov has too many tools. You know, obviously, Volkov's been knocked out by Derek Lewis. But if we're looking at that fight, I feel like Volkov in that last fight with Sergey, if he fights Aspinall, if he gets Aspinall into that 3rd round, I feel like he's going to gas out. Just because we've seen these high-powered, super fast twitch muscle. Tom Aspinall is a 1%er athlete. If he wanted to do football, NFL, he could easily do that. You know, he's that type of athlete. He could do any sport, especially to be 250 pounds and moving as fast as he moves. You know, I know Tyson Fury would spar with him. You know, a lot of guys, and he has these black belt on the ground. He's a great athlete, strong dude. He's definitely a hell of a fighter, great fighter. Can't take nothing from him. Great guy as well. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do the John Jones fight with Aspinall. Do the Alex Pereira fight. Do the Francis fight. Do the Stipe fight. And if John beats all those dudes, he's ready to go. But if John beats all those dudes, then it's a wrap. No, MMA Guru's probably gonna be glazing Aspinall like crazy. Aspinall deserves it. He's a good fighter, great night. Can't take nothing from him. I mean, when was the last time we seen a 1-minute KO like that? You know, John Jones beating Cyril Gane in under a minute with the choke, but when was the last time we seen a 1-minute KO like that? I guess Tom, when he fought Sergey. So he's knocking dudes out. He's definitely the #1 contender. And I guess you have to make that John Jones fight. But if they fight, I'm going with John Jones. You know, I'm not ever betting against John Jones. It's just what it is. Learn to fight.